I'm going to Normandy in June for the 80th anniversary of D-Day. I got into the planning of D-Day. I was the company clerk. It was all top secret. Every person that landed on Omaha Beach came through these fingers. I typed every name that landed on D-Day. How is that possible? I'm just a little old farm boy from Hope, Minnesota. It was the Depression. No electricity, no running water, old wood cook stove.
During the Depression, we didn't have nothing.
We were poor. I didn't know we was poor at the time.
I'd meet my cousin Chick on Saturday morning by the Roxy Theater. Saturday matinee, Gene Autry, America's favorite cowboy. 10 cents. We didn't have a penny between us. Right across the park, there was the armory. And Chick says, Jake, let's join the National Guard and get some money. You gotta be 18 to join that. We're 15 years old. I said, they'll never go for this. He says, what can they do? Kick us out? That's interesting. We went over, and here this big captain was sitting at his desk, and he looked up. He says, sign right here. So we both joined the National Guard. It's so different without all those obstacles. It's hard for me to explain. It looks like a playground today. I remember when I got up close to shore, I had two MG-42 machine guns at different angles firing down at me. I finally got down behind a little burrow. And that little burrow of sandstone saved my butt. I got out a cigarette. My God, my matches were soaking wet. So I sensed someone to my left. And I says, hey, buddy, have you got a match? I got no answer. And just at that time, it's like the soul of that guy was telling me, get up and run right now. The reports had it that we were planning on quitting. And then we broke through. We got up the cliff, and the Germans, they just cleared out. I don't remember setting up the command post, but that night, Omaha Beach was under my command. I ran it every night, from 7:30 at night to 7:30 in the morning. So at midnight, we're digging our foxholes. Germans sent a reconnaissance plane over. They had to get pictures of the beach. And it's middle night. So they lit it up. These magnesium flares are dropped. It's like turning a light on up there. And the light would be so bright, the sun can't light it any better. When you're on the front line there, you wonder who's got a bead on you and gonna pull the trigger. It's not a fun place to be. But I got out of there alive, without a scratch. I came all through that war, through the Battle of the Bulge. My life is a miracle. I'm a living history. I came home for the war, never thinking I'd ever get married and meet the love of my life. Her name was Lola. Whatever Lola wanted, Lola got. I just loved her. We had 2 boys and a girl. I got 9 grandchildren and 11 great-grandchildren. My kids were raised quite differently than I was raised. My dad never picked us up and played with us. He didn't know what love was. I never hesitated in telling my children I loved them.
We were so grateful to be alive. I guess we were all trying to make up for what happened during the war. More babies were born in the years right after the war than any other time in American history.
I'm his 64-year-old baby. Because of my dad, we had the things in life that maybe the neighbors couldn't afford.
I had 2 jobs. It seemed like I always had 2 jobs. I was a printer and an auto mechanic and then a television repairman.
That generation, and my dad included, nobody complained. Everything that they did it for family.
God, I couldn't wish for anything better than the family I got. I lost a lot of buddies. They didn't have a family, they never got married. Their bodies are buried here, but their souls, they're hovering right above me. They're up there waiting for me. I'll be there too.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
My name is Michael. If you were not here with your friend, I think we wouldn't be here today.
Oh, it's a God. Give me a hand.
Thank you.
Come
Thank
here.
Thank you.
It's been an honor for me.
You have all my respect.
Were you always able to talk about the war with your kids?
Never said a word. Never told them anything about the war.
Why not?
Well, they don't have to know that stuff at that time.
We knew glimpses of what he had gone through, but full stories, no.
When we were first married, my wife and I, we couldn't even sleep together. I'd wake up in the middle of the night choking her. So we got separate beds, so I didn't have to worry about that.
I just have a couple more questions. What lessons did we learn from World War II?
Well, I'll never do that again. I'm too old.
Somehow we just got to get over this fact that we're individuals and we don't need anybody. Somehow we got to realize we have a need for each other. Why do you have me in this picture? All these good looking girls.
I'm bubbling over the exuberance.
I couldn't be any better or happier.
Good.
It's fantastic. I'm going to take some stories back.
Ready for some mail?
Yes.
Let's start with this one. Dear Papa Jake, I have just discovered you on TikTok. I cannot express to you my tremendous gratitude for your service in World War II. Papa Jake, 101. Wow. Thank you so much for all you have done for my freedom and democracy.
I got happy tears.
Welcome back. Now, as we mark this Memorial Day, we're remembering the heroes of D-Day. In 2024, I met one of them, Jake Larson. He was just a young man when he fought in World War II, but he never forgot what he and his comrades did and saw. And in his later years, his grandchildren helped him tell those stories to a whole new generation on TikTok. When we spoke in Normandy 2 years ago, it was our second encounter. He was then over 100 years old, but still as lively as ever. Here's our conversation from that time. Jake Larson, it's great to see you again. It was 5 years ago we first met here. And now, how old are you?
I'm going to be 102 in December.
Wow. What is the secret of your health and longevity?
I'll have to say, don't die.
It's a good one, don't die. You probably didn't know whether you would survive 80 years ago today, did you?
God.
When you landed on Omaha.
God, no, I was afraid of those landmines they put in the beach there. We were getting small arms fire, but I was afraid to I'd step on one of those mines. The Germans had, I thought at that time it was a million mines, and when they started taking them out of there, they found 1.5 million.
Wow, you were one of the lucky ones. Do you remember what it was like when they just, I don't know, suddenly you find yourself getting out of one of those landing craft, you're on that beach. Do you remember what it was like?
Oh, do I like it was yesterday. I got on a landing craft and I had water right up to my chin. He let us out a little bit too far, but he was just a 17-year-old pilot for that boat.
Wow, you were all kids.
We were all kids, yes.
And did you know then what you were fighting for?
Oh, definitely. That we knew, every one of us.
Tell us.
Every one of us was prepared to give our life to kick Hitler's ass out of Europe.
And you did.
And we did. We lost quite a few of it. I lost friends. Everybody lost friends. But we were soldiers. We were prepared to give our life.
And now you, obviously a father, a grandfather, a great-grandfather, and your great-grandchildren and your grandchildren making you into a social media star. You're on TikTok, Jake, since we last met.
I don't know how that happened.
How did it happen?
It's crazy.
And you go by Papa Jake. You have an actual name.
Yes.
And why do you do it?
You know, it's not me. It's my granddaughter. She says, "Oh, it's just a little storytelling thing." She says, and I put a couple of your stories on my TikTok. She came back within a week and says, "Papa, I'm taking you off of my TikTok. I'm going to put you on your own." I said, "You're opening a can of worms here. Why are you putting me on by myself?" She says, "Because you showed me up on mine. It took me 10 months to get 10,000 viewers. You got that in a week."
And how many do you have now?
Well, the last time I looked, 800,000. It's just on the verge of 1 million.
Yep, it is just on the verge of 1 million. And Jake, what stories are you telling? What do you want young people to know?
I'm telling the stories of my life, and I'm a unique person. When I was 15 years old and my cousin Chick was 15 years old, he said, "We didn't have any money. We're going to high school with no money." So he said, "Let's join the National Guard." I said, "We gotta be 15 or 18. I said, "We're just 15. He says, "Let's go to the armory anyway and tell them we want to join. And we'll look them straight in the eye and say, when they say, 'How old are you?' we'll say, 18, 18. So we went to the National Guard. And there was a huge captain sitting there. He looked up and said, "What can I do for you young men?" Young men, see? Wow. And I'm thinking, 18, 18. And he says, "What year were you born?" Wow. So I said, 1919, sir. Sign right here. That's the only thing he asked. We both got into the National Guard at 15.
You wrote a book, and you told me that it's being used in high schools to teach kids.
Yeah, grade schools to high schools, yes. It's an honor.
Does that make you feel proud?
Proud. I have the University of Delaware. The history professor came from Delaware to California to interview me. He interviewed me for 4 hours. He's used that book to train his future professors, and now that interview is in Eisenhower Library in Kansas.
Today, it's 80 years since what you all did so heroically.
I don't think I was a hero. I was just like anybody else. We were all in this together. I'm not a hero. People keep calling me hero. I changed that word. I took the O off of a hero. I added T-O there, and the people say, "Well, what's a here to?" I says, "I'm here to tell you that heroes are up there. They gave their life. They gave their life so that I could make it. My God, I got a wife, I got children, I got 2 boys and a girl. I got 9 grandchildren, I got 11 great-grandchildren. I've got a grandson that's a grandfather, and I'm still going." Crazy.
Will you come back again?
Oh, God, yes, I'd come back again. Just to honor all those that gave their life so that I could be here.
Jake Larson, thank you.
Well, thank you, Christiana.
Now, a year after that, Jake Larson passed away peacefully at the age of 102. But before he left us, that interview ended up winning an Emmy, and we made sure to send it to him. We sent him the statue, which he held up proudly. So thank you to Jake Larson and to all who fought so bravely. Thank you for watching, and goodbye from London.